Hi, fourth grade. It's me, Miss Belts. We are going to continue working on rounding, and we're going to keep rounding to the nearest 1,000 and 10,000. Before we get started, make sure you have a sharpened pencil and that you have your paper in front of you that has Wednesday at the top. Let's get started. So the first number we're going to look at is 75,324, and we're going to round this number to the nearest 10,000. So I'm going to find my, nearest 1,000. So we're going to round this to the nearest 1,000. So I'm going to find my thousands place, which is where my digit of 5 is at. And I need to have 5 thousands, and I still have to keep my 70,000. So I'm going to start my number line, and I'm going to have my number line start here, and I'm going to have it end here for this section. And this point right here is going to be 75,000. And if I'm counting by thousands, I'm at 75,000. So this one has to be 76,000. And if I'm going to find my midpoint, it's going to be somewhere right there, and I'm going to label it as 75,500. Now I have to decide if 75,324 and where it's going to go. So is 75,324 greater than 75,000? Yeah. Is it greater than 75,500? No. So since it's less than 75,500, I know it's going to go somewhere over here. And it's actually going to go somewhere about there. And I'm going to label it with my dot, and I'm going to actually label my dot with 75,324. Then I'm going to decide, is 75,324 closer to 75,000? Or is 75,324 closer to 76,000? Well, hopefully you said it's closer to 75,000. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line, and I'm going to circle my 75,000 just so I don't forget. The last thing I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to complete my sentence stem. So 75,324 rounded to the nearest 1,000 is, and we just said it, which was 75,000. So I'm going to put 75,000 in the blank. Make sure you have all of this work shown on your paper before moving to the next problem. For our next one, we're going to actually round 75,324. So we're using the same number, but we're going to round it to the nearest 10,000. So this time we're going to round to the nearest 10,000. Again, I'm going to figure out where my 10,000s place is at, and it's right here where the digit 7 is at. I'm going to use a number line to help me, so I'm going to have my starting and my ending point for my number line. And if I have 7 10,000s, I have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. So I'm going to have 70,000 over here. And if I'm counting by 10,000s, this is 70,000. So this has to be 80,000. And I'm going to find my midpoint. And I'm going to label that, which would be 75,000. Now I'm going to use my number of 75,324. And I have to decide where it's going to go on the number line. Well, I know 75,324 is greater than 70,000. It's also greater than 75,000, but it's less than 80,000. So I know my number is going to be somewhere on this side of the number line. So I have 75,324, and it's going to go somewhere pretty close to 75,000. So I'm going to label it with this dot, and then I'm going to actually label it with its number, which is 75,324. Then I have to decide, is 75,324 closer to 70,000, or is it closer to 80,000? That's right, it's closer to 80,000, just by a little bit, but it's still closer. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line to 80,000, and I'm going to circle 80,000 so I do not forget. Then I'm going to finish out my sentence stem. So I'm going to say 75,324 rounded to the nearest 10,000 is, and we just circled it and said it was 80,000. So I'm going to put 80,000 in the blank. Make sure you have all of this work shown on your paper. After you've done that, make sure you answer all the questions in the Google forum and then hit submit when you are done. Keep working hard, and I'll see you tomorrow.